Well, it's Sunday evening. I'm going to give you an update of what's going on in the Mopar barn, specifically covering the new car. So the Duster project, I just kind of decided that it was going to take way too much more time, and it was difficult finding shops to help me with the build. Specifically doing turbos or a Pro Charger or something. Everybody's backed up, can't get parts. They tell you to come back in 6 months, and that's just not me. I don't wait. I want to get stuff done so I can get and enjoy it. So the Duster is sold. It's going to a real nice guy up in Wisconsin, and he's going to finish the car, and I may buy it back from him when it's done. But it's going to a good owner. Got the 9-inch Ford rear end, came in for it, so I'm going to get it back on its wheels, and he's going to have his brother come pick it up. I guess he's in the transportation business. So sold the Duster and purchased the new car, which we'll go over that in a minute. So the 64 330 is still here. It's not going anywhere. Gary Ball from Ball's Rod and Custom, he does the Superstock reproduction interior stuff, is going to be here tomorrow, or excuse me, Tuesday, to help me finish putting the Superstock interior in the 330. He accidentally sent me some wrong pieces, so I had a hard time trying to get the rear package tray and all that to fit in the car. So he accidentally sent me hardtop parts instead of sedan parts, but it's pretty much done. Got the carpet. I got to put the carpet in it. Took the stock interior out and put the Superstock interior in it, which is really awesome. And I found a really ultra rare radio delete plate. I know it's not correct for a 330. It is correct for a Polara, however. And the previous owner, unfortunately, had cut the radio hole in this car to get a modern stereo in it. So a regular standard radio delete plate wouldn't fit. So this was my next best option. But I found a real nice one, and it looks good. I'm okay with that. So the old 330. This is a 572 crate Hemi, 565 horse. It's just a really nice cruiser. It's not super fast. Going to put a little gear in it and a little more converter. That'll make it a little bit more fun to drive, and we'll probably take it to the track and run it a little bit. So, but the big news is right here. 1965 Plymouth. This has been a race car since it was about 20 years ago, actually. It's original paint. It's never been touched. It's had 3 owners, the original owner, then a gentleman in Oklahoma that kind of made it a race car, and then I bought it from a gentleman up in Wisconsin who's had it for 15 years, and he raced it pretty regular. So currently it's running a 572 Indy Max Wedge, dynoed at 840 horsepower. The car has run best of a 960 in the quarter, so it's no joke. It's a real deal. Legitimate, competitive, nostalgia Superstock. So, got a beautiful interior in the car. Once again, one of Gary Ball's Superstock reproduction interior with the door panels, seats, rear seat delete. This one's got a nice cage in it with the swing out door bar on the driver's side. I've wanted a car like this for years to go out and compete in some of the nostalgia events. And I ran across it, and I think I got a bargain on this car. So I'll give you a picture on this side. So when I got the car, obviously didn't have any decals on it. So that's what it looked like without the decals. And you may ask me, what is the saint? Significance of the saint? Well, I'm from the St. Augustine, Florida area. And when I moved up here, I heard rumors for a long time about an old altered wheelbase car that was run out of the Plymouth dealer in St. Augustine, and a Hemi Superbird. Well, the dealership was long gone. I didn't give much thought about it, but recently I ran across some photographs of the old car. And so I've been doing some research, trying to track down the ownership and stuff. And unfortunately, I think anybody that was involved with the car back in its day is probably passed on. I have found some NHRA records on the car where it ran AFX in 1965 at a couple different tracks, so it was a legit deal. Car actually ran in the low 8s. So I'm just doing a tribute. This is some of the decals I've got, or I'm putting on the car. I got the passenger side decals put on it, waiting on a few more to come in to do the other side. But it's just kind of my way to do a little tribute to the old car, the old St. Augustine based race car. And hopefully I'll run across some guys in the area that remember the Saint, the original Saint, and they'll fill me in on what they know, or at least get some enjoyment of seeing something that takes them back to their childhood, because that's what this is all about for most of us. Taking us back to our teenage years. Strange Dana 60, 410 gear, 4-wheel disc brakes. It's got a 5/8 stud rear end in it with the biggest lug nuts I've ever seen. It's got a real nice set of frame connectors on it. Like I said, 4-wheel disc brakes all the way around. Got a little patina, which is wonderful because the car is original paint, and it would almost be a tragedy to paint this car. Very, very nice. The instrument panel and dash, I don't know if it's ever been touched up. It looks awfully nice that somebody did something with it, but if not, somebody really did a good job preserving the dashboard and all that. So originally it was a V8 car, so it probably had a small walk in it or something. But battery, the car is really very original. Battery's still up front. I just took the antenna off the fender and put the radio delete plate on it. It actually had the original AM radio in it with the radio plate. And I found a delete plate that was already painted black, so I swapped that out, but I'll keep the other stuff. So let me see if she'll crank real quick here. Let you listen to it for a second. Give it a little gas. Rick Allison at A&A Transmission did the 727 in it. Got complete billet internals. It's got a J&W 3500 stall converter, which actually might be a little tight for the car. So we might have to look at that, maybe put a little more converter in it. Turbo action, manual valve body, reverse trans shifter. Right now it's running a 1050-29 tire, which is all that will fit underneath it without making modifications to it, which don't really want to cut this car up. It's too nice. And like I said, with a 9-inch tire, it's gone 940s. So I put a little bit bigger tire on it. The tires that were on it hadn't been used since 2019. So they were probably pretty hard compound at this point. So, but the plan is to run it in the southeast area, you know, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, in nostalgia racing. Obviously, I'll take it to the Mopar Nationals every year when we go up there. But it's really a nice car, and I'm super excited to have it. And I'm going to drive it on the street, so not a whole lot. So the motor makes 14-to-1 compression. So I got to run 116 octane fuel in it. It's got a 740 lift roller cam in it. So it's no joke. For those of you that know me, next to my 68 Roadrunner that I built about 10 years ago that made 880, it was a Hemi. This is probably the quickest car. And in the package deal that I got, actually got 2 Hemi motors with this car. So at some point I will be building the Hemi, a Hemi, and putting the Hemi in this car, and then I'll sell this wedge motor. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy it. Follow up on the updates as we work on the car and take it to different events. I will be making more posts. Comment and let me know what you think.